Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Clarity Edge. Today, we will be talking about the 4 types of goals that you and I can set to improve our effectiveness in life and help us to achieve our goals and dreams. All right, so let's get cracking. All right, so what are we? We are Clarity Edge. We are a weekly program where we will be sharing pro tips for business development and growth. So if you're looking out to sharpen your skills, do check out my program. And we also have a YouTube and Facebook page called Clarity Edge, where you can hop in and find out more about us, as well as I have random updates there. You can also access the entire archive on YouTube and check out the videos. And if you have any questions, of course, do reach out to me. You know, I'm only a phone call away. All right. So let's dive in. Clarity Edge is all about helping you and I achieve clarity through simplicity and ultimately profitability. So let me just put my mic here so that my voice, so you can hear me. Now, if you are tuning in, please do let me know if you can hear me. Sometimes I just can't hear you due to some technicality. So yeah, please do tune in to the program, and please do comment if you can hear me as we are setting up this session. All right. Okay. So what's our topic today? Today we will be talking about 4 types of goals. What exactly is goal setting, and how can we understand it, or rather, how do I understand it? And we'll be talking about the 4 types and some pro tips I'll share with you guys so that you can pick up and apply in your respective business and see massive results in your mentality. Yeah, it's important to understand goal setting in a way that makes sense. I myself struggled with goal setting for many years of my life until I decided to buckle down and pick the right KPI for myself. Right, so here's some tips for everybody. Hopefully it helps you in your business and your life. Right, let's talk about goal setting. Number 1, goal setting is all about focus. I once have somebody who advises me about different things in life, and this particular, I wouldn't necessarily say this person is a mentor of mine. I do, however, take input from this particular person on certain things. So one time, this particular individual met up with me and said to me, "Hey, Vernon, guess what? This year I'm refreshed, I'm recharged. I just came back from this amazing seminar. I now have many things to focus on." Now, when I heard that, I was immediately taken aback. I concluded that might not necessarily be the best way to understand what is focus. Focus essentially, goal setting essentially is a process of helping us focus our activities, effort, motivation, and sacrifice onto a particular area. Focus is all about elimination, removing away a lot of things so that we're only left with one thing for our resources to pour towards. Understand goal setting is about focus. All right, guys, focus. It's about sail. Now, what does it mean? When a ship is sailing, the ship sails, the mast and the sail is consistently being maneuvered, right? It's because the wind will change. It's because things will change. It's because life just changed, and there are just different things happening, okay? So just understand this is the nature of, it's just the nature of like life, right? So goal setting can actually change. Goal setting actually can be moved, can be readjusted, right? So don't bust yourself over if you happen to miss a goal. Guess what? Life can move on. If you want to find out a bit more about how numbers and goals affect your business and my life, do check out Simon Sinek's The Infinite Game, and you will have a better understanding of what I'm trying to refer to. Next up, we have the calibrate. Now, goals all about calibration. As what we mentioned, goals help to calibrate our daily life. So when you focus well, you learn how to move things around. You understand it's about catching the momentum of the wind at the moment, and you will learn to calibrate. So goal setting is an exercise of life calibration. If you set no goals for yourself, you will react to life. You will follow what life has for you. You follow the market, you follow your situation, you follow your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your parents. They will determine for you what you are supposed to do with your life. Actually, what we should do is that we should calibrate it ourselves. We should tune the sails ourselves, and we should decide what we can remove, eliminate from this process. So essentially, This is how you and I can understand goal setting better. So there are 4 types of goals, and I'm very excited to share with you guys these 4 because, well, I really was positively impacted by this framework. Now, I'm not going to go into like SMART goals and you got to be specific, measurable, and all that kind of stuff. This, I think, is fairly basic. Okay, if you are tuning into this program, and if you are a business owner, a market leader, industry leader, or a business leader, or a group leader, or team leader, generally you already know about SMART goals, how you set it, right? Whether it's weight loss, whether it's exercise, whether it's activity based, whether it's outcome based. I mean, I'm pretty sure you have an idea of what I'm talking about. There is, however, a mindset issue that you might not be familiar with. So these 4 types will help us set what I call as the mindset issue when it comes to goal setting. Firstly, the first kind of goal, when I talk to people, I always think of short-term goals as goals less than a year. One Christmas to the next, one Chinese New Year to the next, one birthday to the next. It's easy to understand. If my birthday this year, my bank account was $5, I hope that in next birthday, my bank account will have $30. That's a way of setting goals. Okay, so it's goal setting. Goal setting can be financial, can be physical, can be health, can be spiritual, can be business, can be social as well, and of course can be relationship based, right? Get a new girlfriend, get married, move on, down payment of property, move to a bigger house, and so on and so forth. I do have some friends who have specific goals. Their life goals, entire family's life goals, for example, is to buy a condominium. So that is their entire focus. Every activity, every drive is all linked to the purchase of this particular property. Whereas another family's focus is to build a orphanage. Okay, that's the whole reason why they do their business, so they can have enough resources to build an orphanage. So all of these are very noble goals, but you will understand how to plan for them and understand that there are different time zones. Time frames. So midterm goals are 3 to 5 years. They must monitoring burden. What happens between short and midterm? Very simple, a series of short goals to fit a midterm goal. All right, so that's how it works. Then naturally, the long-term goal will be 10 years or more. Okay, and a series of 3 to 5 years. Now, what I want to talk about is a legacy goal. Now, legacy goal is a concept that really impacted me as a young man about 5 years ago when I first heard of this concept. Legacy goals, or legacy goal or goals, depending on how awesome you want to be, require your death. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, right? Legacy goals are goals that you set that require you to die in order for them to be achieved. So, for example, if my legacy goal is to pass down $30 million of cash to my next generation, it requires me to die in order for it to happen, right? So I can, of course, plan my life accordingly, do financial planning, buy certain kind of insurance policies on my life, work very hard to pay off this premium, and when I pass away, I will have this amount to pass on to my family and set them up for success, build up a trust, etc., etc. So these are all legacy goals from a financial perspective. However, if you want to leave Earth, for example, having maybe 2 of your children or at least 1 of your children have to be in full-time church ministry, it doesn't require you to die, but it's something that actually outstrips and outlive you. So yeah, that's an example of a legacy goal that require your death, right? So you wouldn't know whether you achieve this. For example, you want to run a company that doesn't require you to even exist or be a shareholder. Maybe your existence and your shareholder alone can influence a company, right? So it requires you to die. So these are all legacy goals. Normally, legacy goals are relationship-based, very tied to your personal goals and objectives. Well, if you ask me what my legacy goal would be at this age, well, I would like to have grandchildren that are self-made, successful business people, right? So I hope my grandchildren will end up hiring many hundreds of people, right? So I probably will be dead by then, but because I start with the end in mind, if I want my grandchildren to end up hiring a lot of people, granddad over here need to do a certain amount of things, learn certain amount of things, and pass down certain amount of things to my children, right? So that's that kind of concept. You need to start with the end in mind. Okay, so here are some pro tips that we can adopt straight away in goal setting. Firstly, write your goals down, whether it can be midterm, long-term, or short-term, or even legacy type. Write it down. make into 3 columns, right? Goals I can achieve within first year, goals to achieve within 5 years, 10 years, or multiples of 10 years or 20 years. And most importantly, add in goals that require me to die. Okay, so that's one example of legacy goal. What is your legacy goal? Share them with your supporters, right? Share them with people around you who love you, who want to support you, who want to see you succeed, who want you to be successful. That's how you can share them. Share your goals with them, right? The more you speak about it, the more real it will become. Okay, so that's how you can think of legacy goal. The more you talk about it, the more you tell people about it, the more it's alive in the minds of others, the stronger it is in the mind of yourself. Celebrate wins. Now, too many entrepreneurs, business people, and self-motivated people don't celebrate wins. They don't go out for a meal. They don't do something nice with their family members or themselves. They just keep going and going and going. After they hit one goal, they move on again. So please consider celebrating some wins. At least it reminds you, like, give yourself an edge, give you some time off. So I think it's not too bad. Right, so to wrap up, there are 4 kinds of goals. Okay, the ultimate one we'll talk about today is legacy goals. All right, so do think about what legacy goal you would like to have. And some pro tips, write them down, share them with supporters, and celebrate wins. Okay, with that marks the end of another of my sharing today. Hope it's of interest to you. Hope it makes sense to you. If you find that it's interesting or it makes some sense, you want to gain access to my entire archive, do subscribe to my YouTube channel, Clarity Edge. Do come and join my Facebook private group on Clarity Edge as well. I would love to share more things with you at this platform and perspective. All right. So yeah, with that, thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, I hope to see you guys next week and online and around Singapore. Cheers.